The Master of Diplomacy program is designed to equip students with a range of skills. And these actually go beyond the core skills that you might expect a diplomat to possess. We teach students the arts of negotiation and mediation, and we do this through the use of in-depth simulations. But we also focus on equipping students to obtain and understand information, and then, even more importantly, to communicate it effectively. So to this end, we teach students about the practices of diplomacy that are familiar to people who have engaged with the United Nations or in international summitry or in other diplomatic forum like this.
Diplomacy is essentially the practical side of international relations. While the study of international relations is concerned to a great extent with how foreign policy is formulated, diplomatic studies focuses on how it is implemented. In other words, it's concerned with the procedures. In the Master of Diplomacy degree, we adopt a fairly broad conception of diplomacy. While some may consider it to be simply a state practice, that is, the conduct of official relations between sovereign state entities, we more broadly consider it to be a social practice, one that incorporates the role of non-state actors. While the state is still the primary actor in diplomatic interactions, there are also other actors of significance that should be considered.
The other thing we focus on is contemporary international diplomacy developments, and one of the key ones is Twitter, for example. Many people would have seen diplomats on Twitter, and this is changing the way that diplomacy is conducted in new and interesting ways, and that's something that we also try and help students to understand.
Canberra is the best place to study this degree because it's a city that's full of government agencies and foreign embassies, and we're able to invite practitioners from the field to come and deliver guest lectures and also to network with students. You will study foreign ministries and their operations. You'll also get a taste of diplomatic law, multilateral diplomacy and bilateral diplomacy. You'll also look at coercive diplomacy and the role that non-state actors, such as NGOs, play in diplomatic affairs. You'll furthermore get an in-depth understanding of the role that diplomats play in their day-to-day work, such as reporting, negotiation, and crisis management. And as part of the degree, you'll have the option of studying foreign languages, undertaking internships, and also writing a research thesis.
Students graduating from this program will go on to a range of careers, and this includes being diplomats. A number of our students have become diplomats. There's also a number of students who have gone on to careers in business, where their skills in negotiation and conflict resolution are applied to the business world, which has its own pressures and stresses. And of course, a number of our students go on to work in the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, the Department of Defence, and even other government agencies like the Department of Agriculture. The Master of Diplomacy program equips students to pursue a range of career paths. And these pathways really centre around this idea of communication, which is just so valuable in today's knowledge economy. When you learn to communicate in the diplomacy degree, you learn to communicate across cultures and under time pressures and under various other constraints. And these skills that you learn are going to be transferable in the business world, in the NGO world, and in the government world.